Yeah. Now, I want to say
he hilarious, man.
For real. I want to say I know a lot of these get amounts. We just do a bunch of people getting arrested, but literally what it is because if you're this successful, what are you doing getting in trouble?
Okay, if you're going to get in trouble, it definitely shouldn't be what Adrian Broner got in trouble for.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a grown man. You got all this money.
Why are you?
Why? Just leave.
That's a fighter thing.
You can go watch the fight. I understand.
That's a fighter thing.
I understand. It's all that testosterone in him and stuff. So
no, he's not going to let some hotel security guard tell him not to be at this fight.
All right, man. Well, let's take a look. Since we already talking about boxing, man, Tyson Fury gave Deontay Wilder his first loss
in his whole career.
Let me tell you something. Both of those guys are huge, like really. Yeah. Fury is like 274 pounds. That's almost 300 pounds.
Yep.
And then Deontay
and that's
Wilder,
not a fat guy. That's a big heavyweight world champion, 270-something pounds.
And then Deontay Wilder, I don't remember his exact weight, but I think it was like 230 or 240.
Yeah, I think he was like 40 underneath Fury. But Tyson Fury was 7th round TKO, and really the whole fight, it was all Fury.
Yeah, and I watched it. I watched the highlights and stuff like that. It really did look like he couldn't get anything going, but I was listening to something today, and one thing that he said is he felt like I'll give my opinion on it after. I'm just going to give you guys what he said. He said that one of the reasons at least that he felt like he lost is because the suit that he was wearing to come in was like 40 pounds.
Yeah, so it like messed with his legs a little bit.
Yeah. And they said he had to walk all the way
and that
to the thing.
The walking was long for both people too.
Yeah, then they said they gave him a the hat thing on his
mask.
And that made it even heavier.
Yep.
And he had to go up to the ring or whatever. So I'll be honest, man, like even if that was a case, it should be a fighter thing to just keep that to yourself.
Right, like you just trained for however long to let a costume mess with you. Now that's what Deontay Wilder said, and then all fight long, the announcers were just talking about how Fury was doing exactly what he said he was going to do in the fight. Because in the first fight, he just tried to outbox Wilder, and that's not what you're going to do, obviously. So this fight, literally, he bullied the bully. He had like a 40-something pound advantage over Wilder in the fight, and he used that. He would hit him, and then he would just constant pressure, and then when they would clinch, he would just kind of like hang his whole body just on Wilder.
And that's heavy.
And just
that's
rest
even heavier.
For a whole fight, like constant just pressure, and it won him the fight. So props to Fury. I didn't want either one to win over the other. I just wanted to see a knockout. I didn't really care. But I really liked Deontay Wilder, and it's just sad to see. I mean, he was 42-0 with 41 knockouts. Finally get a loss, lose the heavyweight championship.
Just seeing him get a hit
Yep.
and fall.
Just getting knocked
Deontay
down
Wilder?
on his
like,
butt.
Wow, what?
Yep, and it had only happened a couple times in his whole career. I want to say maybe twice before this fight. But then it came out recently that he wants a third fight. So you think it'll happen?
I think that
it needs to.
Whoever has the funds, as long as they have the right amount, anything can happen.
Especially in boxing.
Yeah, especially in boxing because it's just such a big money sport.
Yeah.
But I would love to see it. I would watch it.
Too.
I like seeing that, and I don't have a problem with watching heavyweights in particular.
I love it.
So
just two beastly human beings at the prime of their career just boxing. I don't know what it is about me or what it is about people watching other people fight, but that's just the entertainment in boxing and MMA, I guess.
Yeah, man, and I was on Twitter. I think it was today exactly. And you posted, I want to see Lance Stevenson in a Pacers uniform again.
I want to see it so bad.
Explain. Why would that
So, especially now, because Lance was here when we kept going to the conference finals. Everyone remembers the Lance versus LeBron blowing in the ear, everything. He was a part of that. And then he left. He went to the Grizzlies. He went to the Clippers.
And I'm not going to lie. I liked that little era with Stevenson and LeBron.
Yes,
and the blowing
yes, it was amazing.
Yeah.
We needed that, and that's where everyone fell in love with Lance. And then he left, and then he came back for a season, and everyone loved him again, and he was playing his best basketball again back in Indy. And then he left. He leaves again. They don't re-sign him. I don't know what it was. I would imagine he wanted to be here, but then we didn't want him, or we just couldn't sign him, whatever it was. He went to the Lakers, then he went overseas to China. And if you look at his stats in China, this man...
And I heard they love him out there,
This man is a superstar. He's the LeBron of China, pretty much, Lance. And you look at his stats, 26.5 points per game, just out of around 4 assists, 7 rebounds. It's Lance Stevenson of China. He's going to ball. Like, no one over there can guard him. Lance Stevenson's a dog. But it came out that last Pacer game in Toronto, Jeremy Lamb, he's out for season. He tore his ACL, fractured a bunch of stuff in his knee. He's done.
Yeah.
We need a 6th guy because now that Vic's back, Jeremy Lamb's went to the bench. He's like the main 6 man. So now that we need that, we need to get Lance back. Lance was just in town at a Pacer game a couple weeks ago, and everyone, like even the Pacers, they had him on the broadcast. Everyone was loving him. Like he was on the Pacers Instagram.
Yeah, and that's because they love him out here. They love him.
Everybody loves Lance, and everyone knows that Lance plays his best ball in Banker's Life and in a Pacers uniform. So I think it's the perfect time to get Lance back, but there is a downside of we don't have like an active roster spot.
I think it has a lot that goes like with money.
Yeah,
they have to have the right money, and then like
what do we need to get rid of him for him?
Yeah, that, and it's just the fact that like Vic just came back, so they're kind of trying to get the chemistry right with him.
Yep.
So if they
that's seen obvious struggles with that.
Yeah. So if they did get him, then they would have to restart because now they got a whole nother person that they got to try to get. Their
do they risk
right
messing with the chemistry that's already like rocky right now? I think we need Lance.
I would like to see him.
I think we need him.
I like to see him there. I don't know if right now is the exact right time just because of, like I said, the
everything
chemistry that's going on right now. But like if the offseason, like if they were like getting them, trying to get them during the offseason, oh yeah,
right.
I'm all down for that because then you got the whole rest of the offseason to get the chemistry right before the next game
especially
next year.
With Vic and everything. But like if you think about it, like I said, there's not a roster spot available to just pick up Lance without getting rid of anything. We're going to have to get rid of probably Edmund Sumner and probably get TJ Leaf off, who doesn't even play anyways. Like all these guys, like, do you want to do that for Lance Stevenson? That's the question. If you ask me personally, I think we should just to change something up. I think they need that. I think Lance can bring that.
I think he brings like the kind of like that intensity to their defense,
and just the energy and just the life.
Yeah, and that's something like not even like a lot, not just the Pacers, but I see a lot of teams in sports in general lack that like I'm trying to think of a word to like describe it.
I know what you're just the
but I the energy I'm talking about. Basically, it's a lot of teams that lack that. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
You look at what Lance put on his Instagram, like right after the Jeremy Lamb news like broke, he put it starts now, and then the next one mood him clapping in a Pacer uniform. So like, all right, don't be teasing us now. Like you put all this speculation in all our heads. I think we should get him. But, I mean, it's up to the Pacers in the front office, and you know how that goes. People can want in a mic, but then they're probably not going to do it. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll keep you guys updated and when the news breaks of Lance Stevenson signing. It ain't happening. I don't know.
I would like for it to happen, but
we'll see.
All right, man. Dozers, did you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Dribbles with the left hand, the three-pointer up, the three-pointer down!
To the 20, following that blocker. What a run!
We're about to take it back.
Did you know, man, that in today's history in 1964, Muhammad Ali, he TKO'd Sonny Liston in 7 for his first World Heavyweight Championship title ever. So shout out to the greatest of all time.
Imagine boxing in the 60s. Just how different. Actually, how different do you think it? I would imagine it was more intense.
I think it's one of those sports that don't really change that much because
except
it's
for like
just
safety regulations.
Yeah, because it's already such a dangerous.
Yeah,
like you really can't change much about it.
You're throwing the same punches in the 60s than you were in 2020.
Yeah, but it probably I don't know. They might have been faster, but Muhammad Ali was pretty fast.
That's what I'm saying.
You never know, man.
It's crazy. And you take a look at another story. Oregon's Sabrina Ionescu. I never really understand how to say her last name. She became the first D1 basketball player in history, man or women's.
Yeah, I seen that.
To record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists in a year. Or in a career, excuse me. Now, I want to talk you guys through what her day yesterday. So everyone knows that Kobe Memorial was yesterday at Staples.
Yeah.
So that was in the morning. She spoke at that memorial, which it was a very powerful thing. She shared a bunch of stories about
and I seen like a lot of people spoke. I seen
everybody, really.
Shaq. Did you see this joke?
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, I got to tell the people, man. Shaq ended up going up there and saying, hey, I was talking to Kobe one time, man. I told him it ain't no iron team. And he said Kobe looked back at him and said, hey, but it's an M-E in that motherfucker.
Yep. There's a me in it, which that's a Kobe. That's just Kobe for you. But and then everyone knows just how close Kobe was to this Sabrina girl, this Oregon basketball player.
Yeah.
So she spoke at that memorial in the morning. She hops on a plane, flies to Stanford. I think they said it was like an hour plane ride to Stanford to play number 4 Stanford. Her team, Oregon's number 3. So a huge top 5 primetime women's college basketball game late February in the Pac-12. She scores 21 points, 12 assists, 12 rebounds, gets a triple-double in that game. They win.
Yeah,
all of this is on 2/24/20, 2 February 24th, 2 for Gigi, 24 for Kobe, and her number's 20. So 2/24/20. Just there's all these connections.
Yeah.
Just so powerful.
Yeah.
Sabrina Ionescu.
Now I see. That
crazy.
It's so those things are just so coincidental. You like, wow, I can't believe that happened exactly like at that time.
She had the Mamba mentality to drop a triple double on the road. Like I said, this is a 3 versus 4 matchup. Like, this is a hostile environment. 12 hours ago, less than that.
You were just talking in a whole different city.
Yep, at the Staples Center. So, just huge congrats and shout out to Sabrina for everything.
That is a big deal, man.
Yeah,
2,000
and I definitely
points.
I thought it was worthy of talking about it on here. So, shout out.
All right, man. Pacer spotlight.
Yeah, we probably don't even have to talk about this because this is bad.
Well, it really is, man. 46-point loss to
Toronto.
Yes, sir. And Indiana's now 33-24.
Yeah.
So, I think
46-point loss.
That's bad. And I remember you text me and you were like, "Hey, man, did you see how bad the Pacers lost, man?"
They scored 12 points in the first quarter. Like they lost the game in the first 5 minutes. I was so excited all day to watch the Pacers Raptors. Everyone knows just huge matchup.
Yeah.
And they lose it literally in the first half of the first quarter. Like, okay, thanks. And they were down down by as much as 49.
That's why I always say those fast starts are important.
Especially on the road in Toronto, the best team right now in the league behind Milwaukee. Like, it's crazy. Which, I mean, you can use this as a thing. They didn't have Vic. He has a, quote, sore lower back. And everyone knows early in that game, Jeremy Lamb suffered that season-ending knee injury. And now I want to talk about something because originally they ruled it just a sore left knee. Like, because if you look at it, he got injured. He hit 2 free throws. Mm-hmm. There's this huge thing, too. And then, he just kind of walked off. Obvious pain. But then in an interview after the game, Coach McMillan says, literally, quote, some soreness. I don't think he fractured anything. So they were just throwing that soreness word around. And then it comes out yesterday that it's a torn ACL.
Oh, my God.
A fracture, fractures in his knee, broken stuff in his knee. So, it's just how easy they throw the word sore around, which is okay because if you just want to get something out, it's sore. We're gonna end the discussion.
And that's what a lot of athletes would prefer it to be.
So
I'm just sore,
get that.
I'm not hurt.
Right. Because then, you see Vic's out, sore lower back. Is his lower back torn? Is it fractured? But just tough scenes for Indiana up in Toronto on Sunday.
And at least Sabonis did what he had to do. Holiday,
right?
But the Raptors, man, they, oh my gosh,
just smacked.
You look at Pascal Siakam, man, he went crazy. He was 8 for 12 from the field.
How much did Ibaka have?
He had 15, 7 to 12 from the field.
Jeez.
So, and it just I don't know. It just looked like, if you're looking at the box score, it just looked like we got outplayed in general. We only had 39 rebounds.
From the start, we just didn't want to play.
That will mess you up.
Especially now. It is late February, right off the All-Star break.
Yeah, everybody ready to go. It's about time to get into the playoffs.
This is the stretch.
Yeah.
And then Coach McMillan was asked about that after the game, just about just these type of atmospheres, what you're going to play, and this is actually what he had to say.
This is the type basketball, we got to expect to see the rest of the season.